everyone from Second Unitarian who is watching the service from our joint youth group in their sanctuary or online. Hi to you folks. For announcements, I invite forward Linda Parker.
Today is Mother's Day, and here is an opportunity for any daughter or son to make her or his mother proud. Become a documenter. Nebraska Documenters is a program of the Nebraska Journalism Trust that empowers citizens to document public meetings. Designed for people from high school to adult, the training session will provide information about the legal background which frames fair reporting privilege, journalistic integrity standards, and the Open Meetings Act. You will also be able to access additional free online training on a wide variety of skills and techniques. First Unitarian Church will be the site for a free documenters training session on Saturday, June 7th, 10:30 to noon. We'll meet in the common room. Please register in advance. There will be handouts in the common room during coffee hour if you didn't get one when you entered. And the handouts will have a barcode to access the registration form, or you can check out the flyer in Friday's e-news to find the barcode to register. And everyone from Second U is also invited to become a documenter. See you there.
Thank you. First Unitarian occupies the traditional treaty lands of Omaha, the Omaha and Otoe, Missouri tribal nations, whose sovereignty existed long before the state of Nebraska. We would also like to express our respect to the Ponca tribe of Nebraska, the Winnebago tribe of Nebraska, the Santee Sioux tribe of Nebraska, and all other tribes represented in the Omaha area. Let us all continue to educate ourselves and support causes, charities, and rights of Indigenous peoples in the area. I invite Greta forward to light the flaming chalice. Will you join me in the chalice lighting words? Spark of the Spirit, cupped in earth's embrace, light of love, alive in all creation, as we kindle this flame, we rekindle our connection to the sacred web of life. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the annual YRUU Youth Service. This service, we're going to be talking about things from nature to mass with storytelling, poems, and homilies written all by members of our youth group. Thank you, and now I invite you to rise for number 1068, Rising Green.
Earth is the most sacred place to mankind, and it's the only habitable planet we know of. Without it, where would we be? Space? We need to protect and conserve our planet, or else we'll go extinct, along with all the other species on Earth. We need to reduce fossil fuel use and use more renewable resources. Plastics hurt Earth the most. Fossil fuels are used to create them, and they aren't biodegradable, despite what any label might say. Heck, they've created an entire island in the Pacific Ocean larger than Texas. They break down into microplastics that sea creatures eat. However, they are incapable of digesting plastic, which stays in their systems, making them feel full when they aren't full with actual food. These microplastics then pass through the food chain and have become omnipresent on Earth, with no species left untouched. We need to find alternatives to plastic. We also need to use alternatives to gas, like electric cars. Electric cars are far more efficient, get better torque, which is rotational force, and accelerate much faster than gas-powered cars. Electricity is also a renewable resource. If we continue using plastics and fossil fuels, the ice caps will melt, flooding coastal cities globally and devastating ecosystems. I'll do this. Okay.
On. I invite everyone young or young at heart to join us for the storytelling of the whole wide world and me. What? Oh, yeah. The Whole Wide World and Me by Tony Yulee. Like a flower in a field, like a fish in a pond, like a cloud in the sky, so am I. A wave that splashes from the sea is like me. I'm a pebble that rolls down a mountain. I'm a leaf that falls from a tree. The whole wide world and me. You can just leave the book.
Each week, we practice sharing with others through a community offering. Half of undesignated gifts are donated to a local cause which resonates with UU values. If you are online or prefer to give via your smartphone, you can use the QR code or link provided. First Unitarians Share the Plate recipient for May is Access Period. This group helps combat period poverty by distributing period products free of charge throughout Omaha and across the state of Nebraska. Access Period is focused on fighting menstrual inequality. 1 in 4 people who menstruate experience period poverty in their lifetime. Often people who don't have access to menstrual products can't show up to school or work because of shame and stigma, making it difficult to connect with our neighbors experiencing period poverty. Products are typically packaged in 1 and 3 month quantities, which are distributed in many different places, including Yes Street Outreach Shelter, food pantry distributions, bars, stores, and schools. More info is at accessperiod.com. Over at Second Unitarian, the collector this week is supporting Black Votes Matter Institute's 8th annual Civil Rights Tour. Thank you for giving as you are able.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shane Spooner, and the reason I'm speaking with you all today is because I wish to talk to you about, well, masks. This may seem a bit different from the whole nature theme of the service, but I digress. Whether we want to believe this statement or not, I believe that we all wear some form of mask, and maybe that's not a bad thing, whether it be metaphorical or even once literal, in my case, at least, whether that be the mask of our school, work, or home lives. It is there, and a big factor in all of our daily endeavors. Most people, when they give advice to their children, significant other, or even perhaps just a random stranger on the street, surely one among them must be yourself. A simple yet effective means of bolstering one's courage. Most people distance themselves from the mask that they wear, and they grow to hate it, thinking it deriving them of their life's joy. However, this simply isn't the case most of the time, and it's important to recognize that such a facade isn't just a means of getting by. It's a way to grow yourself as a person. Let me give a personal example. Not too long ago, and even still a little bit today, I enjoy dressing up in fancy attire and wearing the mask you see me holding right now. As I went out, I felt in control of my situation and always in the pilot seat. Maybe it's the sense of escape and anonymity. More recently, though, I worked very hard on my sport and tried to focus on my academics a little more, and I switched up my style a bit, changing up my outfit every once in a while and getting a haircut I felt good in. One day, when I woke up in the morning, I looked at the mirror and I saw a better version of myself. And I don't just mean physical appearance. I felt a sense of pride and felt good about myself, as if all my problems simply vanished in one night. This was no coincidence. There's no way of completely confirming this statement, but I feel that if I hadn't used the mask to feel more powerful in my situation, I would not have felt empowered to better myself as a human being. This isn't the case for everyone, but at the end of the day, I look back and I am truly grateful for using the mask and adopting the facade that I was better than I was, because, after all, you can be anything you want to be if you set your mind to it. And things are only accomplished when we believe in ourselves. Eventually, we realized that we were always powerful, but wearing a mask for a time might give us the courage we need to be our truest selves. The mask did that for me, along with several other factors. While the mask can diminish our true selves, they are also a means of personal growth, and it's important to not recognize our alternative lives as a burden, but as a privilege, and use them to grow our true selves. I know I'm getting quite off topic, so I'd like to tie back to nature and caring for the earth as a closing point. Mother Nature, believe it or not, has a mask too. However, her mask is quite different from yours and mine. It takes many forms, adapting to how us humans and every other living thing perceives it. An owl might perceive nature as a fun obstacle course, diving and dipping through tree branches on the hunt for its prey. A tiger might perceive nature like a war zone, providing various spots of cover for its hunt. Unfortunately, a majority of humans perceive nature simply as a treasure trove where they can take as much as they please without consequence. However, what nature truly is, beneath it all, is a beautiful web, twisting and turning, connecting every single known point of life, which is why we must cherish it and guard it with our mightiest effort, lest we lose our beautiful home. At the end of the day, all our masks are a part of ourselves, and we must stay true to both what's under and on top of them.
Each week, we share joys and concerns from among our community. When we share our joys, others can be uplifted with us. When we share the challenges we face, our community can offer its care. From Linda Huska, a huge thank you to Suzanne King for quickly responding to a call for help to unload the freezer prior to a repair. She is a whirlwind and quickly dealt with getting everything preserved and the freezer ready for the refrigeration company. From the minister, 1 month ago, Bob Bosco had kidney cancer surgery, and it was resolved. Imaging will be done every few months to check for future growths. Now, an inguinal hernia has developed. Bob has indicated that natural healing ideas and emotional support are welcome, as are email or text. Bob's contact info is in the church member directory. From Melissa Gibson, my best cat, Donut, is having surgery for feline breast cancer on Tuesday. Please send good energy our way. She is a very special cat. We will keep her in our hearts. From Erica Irwin. Joy for a lovely day celebrating Hope Lancaster yesterday. She's expecting a baby in June. Big Sister Joy is very excited. Okay. I would like to invite our DREs and youth advisors up to the front. YRUU is such a fun experience, and it only happens for one big reason. So we want to take a moment to appreciate our amazing advisors and DREs that make YRUU possible.
Ben, every time I come to youth group, I am fascinated by the wisdom and knowledge you bring to share. I consider you to be somewhat of a philosopher, and as someone that also loves diving deep into philosophical topics, it's never a dull moment with you. Thank you for keeping my brain cells alive and always giving me something interesting to ponder about.
Jesse, you bring energy and support to this group like no other. From the ghost tour of the Joslin Museum to all the arts and crafts lessons that you've done, every time with you is an opportunity to learn something new that I would have never tried on my own, so thank you for that. You explain your passions in depth and listen to ours, and I really appreciate all that you have done for us this year. Thank you. Casey, thank you so much for making learning fun. You teach us all these life lessons with a big dose of humor and The Simpsons, and you're always up to have fun, like playing ping pong in the middle of the night with Boba. Thank you for playing mind games and card games with us and truly making YRUU something to look forward to.
For Lucy, thank you so much. You are so smart, and I really admire your thoughts. The way you taught us about real AI versus just another language learning model was so interesting, but you explained it really well. I feel like I can always trust you to give your honest opinion in our talks, especially during Simpsons lessons. Thank you for sharing your incredible mind with us.
Valerie, this year has been so much fun with you. Thank you so much for joining. You teach us new things every day, from the little fun facts to the simple things from life. Every Wednesday, you show up with a smile and warm words, making our days just a little bit brighter. Thank you for everything that you have done and taught us this year.
Kate, I'm so glad that you decided to become an advisor this year. You make it your job to be sure everyone is included in activities and no one is ever left behind. You're reliable, funny, and incredibly sweet. Thank you for your contributions.
Christina, you put in so much work behind the scenes for all of YRUU and our lessons on Sundays. Thank you so much for everything you do, and it definitely does not go unnoticed. Figuring out engaging activities, logistics for events, it takes so much effort. The questions you pose for us to discuss are perfect for who we are, and they really get us talking. Thank you for giving us so much of your time and energy. Ashley, your overall help with everything youth-related is really appreciated. When we're struggling with some of our hastily made plans details, you always step in with a perfect answer. Whether we are in need of snacks on Wednesdays, or if we're talking in circles and unable to think of a solution, you are there to help. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. And we have gifts for you, peeps.
Hello. My name is Ashley. I'm the DRE at Second Unitarian Church. And I want to thank everybody who came over here to enjoy the youth service in person this year. Unfortunately, I couldn't find an author to attribute this to, but this is part of a love poem for leaders of youth-focused work. If anyone makes you feel replaceable, spit fire. The fact is no one can do your job the way you do. Your heart, your commitment is yours, unique. You're there for everyone else when they need you. You are there. You carry, you speak, you stand up, you mend, you cry, you listen. Your fire keeps this work going. And we see you. We see you reflected in every fiber, smile, notepad. It's your love woven throughout, shining throughout. You have worked so hard to build this path stone by stone through your tenacity, self-taught savvy, sweat, and tears. Thanks to you, we now have this life-changing, world-changing, universe-changing garden of experiences that center young people, nurture young people, and create conditions for young people to flourish. I just want to share a quick thank you. I won't call you guys out by name, but hopefully everyone knows who the youth advisors are. This has been an incredibly busy year for the youth group. More activities, more service work, more trips and play than last year and the year before and the year before and those years in between COVID and now. And for all those to whom it's important, yes, participation numbers are up. I'm gonna say the thing that DREs think but can't always feel empowered to say: we cannot make kids come to church. We cannot make them come to youth group. We can bribe them with snacks, and we do, but when our attendance was in the low single digits, the volunteers kept showing up. If you can remember way back, think about our principals. The volunteer youth advisors embodied that inherent worth and dignity in their work. They don't do less just because fewer kids show up. 2 attendees are as worthy of our best efforts as 30. Our volunteers continue to show up and do amazing work, and if you build it, they will come. This year has been tough on our institutions, and as such, DRE involvement in YRUU went vintage style. Yep, it used to be that DREs weren't involved with the youth group at all, other than to provide art supplies and keep track of those attendance numbers. We took a page from those past playbooks and ran into a big problem. They hardly ever asked for our help, and I really miss these kids. But I am full to overflowing with appreciation for all of these youth advisors. The best way to appreciate them, as always, is to join them. Join them in creating a strong foundational community for the youth and for the future of our churches. And we do have some appreciation gifts for Ben, Jesse, Lucy, and Casey, and Kate and Valerie. Come, Valerie. Can we get a round of applause for our youth volunteers?
Yeah, you can go ahead and sit down. As we hold in the heart of this community all those who know both joys and challenges, I invite you into a time of centering with number 1001, Breaths.
You can remain seated and either join in singing or just listen.
Fire Hello, my name is Kira Ortman, and I will be reading a poem that I wrote called Thorns. There are thorns in your heart, and blood in your eyes, and poison in your mind. The ceiling's falling in, and the walls are tumbling down, and the floor is crumbling away. It's hard to breathe, and harder still to speak, but even in a world full of hate, there is joy. It may be rainy, but with rain comes flowers, and the trail may be muddy, but there's deer tracks in the dirt. It's the middle of the night, and you're looking up at the stars. And the winter was long, but the trees are finally green. Overflow your house with little wonders. Let paintings deck the halls, and keep the bookshelves full. Fill the rooms with objects that make you happy and people you love. Sometimes it's best not to think about the grass on the other side, and instead make the grass over here a little greener. Because with thorns comes a rose, and with a rose comes a garden. And gardens are lovely, aren't they?
65% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That means for most that they go to work from 9 to 5, come back home, shower, eat, sleep, rinse, and repeat. That's not living. That's surviving in a world that moves painfully slow. And yet we still can't enjoy it. The small things, the slow things, the little things, every day they get lost. When we're not working or going to school or engaging with our commitments, we make excuses not to be fully present. Or even when we do have that time, do we appreciate the things within it? What did you do yesterday? You made it through the day. But did you notice the steam from your coffee wisping up? Did you hear the birds chirp as you made your way outside? Did you listen for them? Did you smell the scent of flowers and earth and spring making its way to us? Or did you go about your day being pulled along, missing the small things that make our lives more beautiful? You know, something I am constantly reminded of, and I'm certain you are too, is that everything is temporary. It has its ups and downs. Pain is temporary, which is good, but so is every other moment. That coffee will soon grow cold, spring will turn to summer, sunsets will fade, friends will move on, and we will grow old. And while this may seem morbid, maybe a bit depressing, definitely sad, we still have a way to keep things dear forever. Memories. Our memories can outlive the moments themselves, however fleeting, 1,000 times over. Of course, you don't have to remember every single moment of every single day. I'd rather I didn't. But that's the point. Appreciation is big and small, in the fading moments and the lasting memories. So take a moment. Feel free to close your eyes or leave them open if that's what leaves you and your senses the happiest. Allow yourself to notice the things happening around you. What do you hear? Is it the rustle of leaves outside, shushing each other as the wind blows, the shuffle or sniffle of a nearby neighbor, the creak of the pews? Do you see the golden beams streaming in from the big, wide windows, or with your eyes closed, feel its radiating warmth on your skin? Do you feel your community's warmth from which you are surrounded? If you are watching from online, I invite you to find this beauty in your own home, even if it is not the same. Allow yourself to be present in the moment in which you live, even though it is temporary. In the shared silence that follows, you may wish to meditate, pray, or simply notice what's happening within and around you. I will end the period of silence with the sound of the bell. I invite you to rise if that feels good in your body to sing in the Teal hymnal, number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
Thank you all for joining us this morning. There will be coffee hour in the common room, which is just below this room downstairs, and we'd love for you to be there. Can I have all of our youth and participants in the service stand up and give a wave, and let's just give them a thank you for this beautiful, thoughtful service. Take courage, friends. The way is often hard, the path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. But take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone.